proudly presents a contest of 10 3-minute rounds to decide the vacant British Masters Lightweight Championship. Between we introduce him firstly in the red corner. He's wearing the white shorts trimmed with black. He weighed in at 9 stone 6.5 pounds from King Stainton. A welcome to Jamie Speight. And his opponent crossing the blue corner, wearing the blue trunks trimmed with white. He weighed in exactly at 9 stone 9 pounds. He comes to ring undefeated as a professional from Grimsby, Kevin Super Hooper. Officials appointed by the British Boxing Board of control. Your timekeeper, Mr. Martin Fallon, and the referee, Mr. Sean Messer. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 3-minute rounds for the vacant British Masters Lightweight Championship.
You can tell how loud it is. Glyn Mitchell there in Jamie Speight's trainer couldn't hear what the referee was saying.
Yes, it's some atmosphere here in Cleethorpes tonight. It is the place to be. And if you can't be here, next best place is watching live on YouTube or via the Hatton TV website. This is the main event of the evening. This is for the vacant British Masters lightweight title. This is Kevin Hooper in the blue trunks against Jamie Speight in black and white.
And two nice guys, respectful of one another, but they desperately both want to win this one. And what great support for Hooper.
Yes, if you're talking about football or cricket or anything like that, you'd say the Crowder is 12th man, but there'll have to be a second man tonight because he's out there on his own in the ring, but he certainly has plenty of backers here inside the hall.
I went down to Devon to see Jamie Speight earlier this week. Sleepy Devon. It was a beautiful autumn morning, and you think, well, what a lovely place to retire to, but then you come into the Lion's Den like this. What a contrast for Jamie Speight.
Well, I know Jamie feels the Southwest is undiscovered, untapped perhaps in terms of boxing potential. It's generally fighters from London, the Midlands or the North who get to enjoy their moment in the limelight. Well, he's flying the flag for the West Country tonight, but he really is in opposition territory. And his first job is to try and dampen down these vociferous Hooper fans.
And I know thousands of Jamie Speight fans are watching this because he's been telling them about it on Facebook. And if you're screaming at your computer now, don't worry, you're not mad.
Well, Nigel mentioned there's a lot of respect between these two before the fight. Sometimes these bigger fights, there's a bit of bad blood comes out. Not so on this occasion. They've spoken very well of each other. But you can bet there's a steely determination in both camps not to emerge without a belt tonight. They both want to win this title. It could be a big stepping stone for either man. It's their moment in the spotlight and neither wants to fluff their lines.
So still sussing one another out, but Hooper with the adrenaline flowing, looking to take the attack to Speight, who ducks nicely out of the way off the ropes.
Well, you feel for Hooper, he's almost got to take the fight to Speight because that's what his fans want. There's almost such a weight of expectation that they wouldn't settle for him hanging back and allowing Jamie Speight to take centre ring. So that's exactly what the shaven-headed Kevin Hooper is doing. Speight covering up well on the ropes and emerging pretty much unscathed in this first round.
He certainly is a very tidy boxer, is Jamie Speight, and he won't be unhappy with the way he started that. More than held his own.
I think, to be honest, having waited so long, not just on the night, but for a chance at a title shot, both men will just simply be glad to have got that first round out of the way. Just settle any butterflies that were remaining.
There's Hooper on the attack, but Speight, good footwork, taking him away off the ropes. and then looking to get out of range and then launch his own assault. There's the Speight corner just above us as we're ringside. Glyn Mitchell and giving some instructions, but Jamie, a very composed young man. And opposite, another one, Kevin Hooper, 9 straight wins in his pro career, and as you can tell, he's caught the imagination of the local public in Grimsby and Cleethorpes and further afield.
So Hooper, the shaven-headed hometown hero, slightly taller of the two boxers against the stockier Jamie Speight. Incidentally, there was 2.5 pounds to choose between them at the weigh-in. Hooper was right on the limit, the lightweight limit of 9 stone 9. Spence considerably lighter, well inside at 9.6.5. Perhaps an indication that he's suggested that maybe at some stage he might move down to super featherweight. For the moment, trying his luck in the lightweight division.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He told me earlier in the week that, yes, indeed, super featherweight is where he sees his future. He says he can make that weight easily. But if there's a lightweight title to be had, you might as well go for it.
Absolutely. Showing a little bit more adventure now, Speight, as though he's warming to the task, settled down. So he'll be keen to silence the Hooper men in the crowd as quickly as he can. But that's no easy task this evening, I can tell you.
I know from, we saw Jamie Speight on Hatton TV earlier this year in April in Chippenham when he beat Dan Carr, but he wasn't happy with the way he performed in that over 4 rounds, and he reckons he's better over the longer distance.
Yeah, well, he has an 8-round points win over Christian Late just 3 months or so ago, which maybe emphasises that point. Also had a 10-round success against Ibra Riaz in the West Country down in Torquay. Incidentally, his opponent, Kevin Hooper, not been beyond 6 rounds to date. Interesting to see whether that becomes a factor later in the fight, whether it goes deep into the scheduled 10 rounds or not. Hooper, of course, comes into the ring with an unblemished record, 9 wins from 9. Just the 1 defeat against the name of Jamie Speight. He was beaten with a 5th round stoppage by Nigel Wright. That was back in February of this year in Liverpool. So both men pretty accomplished boxers, but really do now need to take the next step, and a title would certainly be that. Now there's a little wince there from Speight, almost as though he turned an ankle there.
Yeah, he definitely did.
And Hooper is seizing the moment here. I think it was definitely a footing problem for Jamie Speight initially.
It's his left ankle. Yeah, it was. He turned his left ankle. He sort of stepped to the left, and it seemed to buckle under him, and he winced, didn't he? Big time.
Clearly.
Let's see if we can see it. There it was. Yeah. So it went outwards, didn't it? It bent outwards.
Yeah, you can see the anguish on his face.
He's probably fortunate it was so near the end of the round, actually.
But Hooper, to be fair to him, saw his moment, and he was in there and looking to take advantage if he could.
Well, now the corner aren't sort of doing anything special to that ankle. He's just resting it, so you just have to hope that he's okay. The referee just checking to make sure he's all right.
10 seconds.
He's up and dancing on it, out of shot just for a moment. So let's hope that this isn't going to spoil the fight.
It'll be interesting to see. Keep an eye on the movement of Jamie Speight. Can he bounce his way around the ring as he was doing so earlier?
It's bound to be on his mind, isn't it?
It does look to me as though there might be a little bit of strapping underneath the boot on his right ankle, in fact, and maybe that's the one that's giving him cause for concern. just see it peeping out above the tops of the blue boxing boots. But if Hooper needed any encouragement, that has certainly given it to him.
Don't forget, you can let us know what you think. Message us on YouTube, on the comments section, or via Twitter. #HattonTV. We'd love to hear from you wherever you are, and if you're enjoying this, I'm sure you must be. Fantastic action all through this evening.
Well, Hooper coming on strong now, and Speight having to dig deep early, and Hooper really has got the bit between his teeth here. He's got Speight trapped in the neutral corner. The referee's having a close look. Speight's doing his best to cover up. Can actually see there's a bit of a nick above the right eyebrow of Hooper as well, though, so Speight has enjoyed some success himself.
Still got a long time of the round to last, hasn't he, Speight? But he's fighting back gamely and strongly.
Just wondering if both men might be marked. I don't know whether there's something over Speight's left eye. Certainly a cut on Hooper's right eye. But it's Speight who's being taken back. Yeah, I think both men are cut.
Maybe it was a clash of heads.
It may well have been a clash of heads, but certainly there's blood pouring from the left eye of Speight, from the right eye of Hooper, and the referee's making sure both men get some attention here.
And Speight is definitely still hobbling. He didn't.
Yeah, it's the right ankle. It's clearly his right ankle. You can see him flexing it.
But I was sure it was the left that he twisted, so maybe, I don't know. We'll ask him afterwards.
Hooper got his man trapped in the home corner. You can see the problem with the cuts now. Looks like it's Speight who's come off worst. Got to try and protect himself here. Nicks above the eye, of course, always a lot worse than those below, with the eye swelling up and the blood dribbling in, affecting the vision. I've got to say, at this stage, difficult to see that this one can go the distance.
Yeah, the left eye of Speight certainly looking worse than the right eye of Hooper at this moment.
And as you say, throw into the mix that problem with his ankle. It's not been a good opening few rounds for Jamie Speight.
Just maybe stemmed the tide a little bit just in the last minute or so. Hooper's not coming forward as much. In fact, Hooper beginning to advance. Speight rather beginning to advance. It was so noisy I didn't hear the bell.
Yeah, well, work for both cornermen to do here. Their roles becoming increasingly significant in this contest now as they get to work with the swabs. See if they can stem the bleeding. This is when Hooper lunged in.
Speight was in a lot of trouble, wasn't he?
He was doing everything he could there to protect his face, and particularly that left eye. But he came out fighting. Certainly no question about either man's commitment so far this evening.
The doctors,
you can see a title means a lot to both of them.
The doctor's been called into Speight's corner. Oh dear. It looks nasty, doesn't it? But
corners, 10 seconds.
Well, they can work miracles in the corner, but there's only so much.
I'm not sure the doctor got too much of a look at that. In fact, he's been called back.
Just letting him have another look now.
Can allow him to box on.
Yeah, I think the message was, if it opens much more, they'll want to have another look at it, bring him back here. So there is a window of opportunity here for Kevin Hooper, no doubt about that. He knows it, his supporters know it, and I'm very, very sure Jamie Speight knows it. He's got to try and defend himself and defend his left eye in particular. Wonder how much that will change the mindset of Speight, and whether he'll just launch an all-out assault, maybe all or nothing as far as the man from Devon is concerned. If he doesn't think the eye's going to go the distance, he knows if he wants to take the title, he's got to finish it soon himself. So very, very interesting here in Cleethorpes.
Speight just got to protect that eye, and he must also be thinking about that ankle as well, you'd imagine, although he seems to be moving just a little bit better.
Hooper, eye still fixed on the job.
Speight just trying to stay out of range. Fends that one off with his glove.
There's a bit of shadow boxing there as Speight looks to see what Hooper's got in store for him and how he can best avoid it, best protect himself. Just give that eye a little bit more time to heal up. Hooper desperately keen to put on a good show for his supporters. He's the first Grimsby fighter to contest a title fight on home soil, incidentally, since 1997. Some 14 years ago when Stuart Fleet won a Midlands light heavyweight title.
Well, up to this point in this round, Speight's managed to protect the eye pretty effectively, but he's still got, as you can see, some 30 seconds to survive.
The other thing is he's not really doing a great deal offensively because he's just concentrating on making sure that injury doesn't get any worse. Maybe he's got to almost surrender a round or two just to try and prolong the contest and maybe plot a way back. He's got Hooper trapped on the ropes though. It's only for a moment. A little tap on the gloves between both men, still a lot of respect there.
And there's the cut on Hooper's eye is actually opened up just a little bit. Don't think the doctor's going to be involved in that one. And for the moment, the Speight corner working hard on his cut. Here's some of that action from the fourth round.
Well, there'd be no doubt that Hooper would have been targeting that area, and equally no doubt that Speight would have been desperately trying to protect himself, if only to give the cornermen another 60 seconds to get to work. It's amazing what miracles they can do in such a short space of time. And again, it goes to show how important it is to have a good cornerman, a good cutsman at your side.
Corners, 10 seconds.
And,
but Nigel's right, no need for the doctor at this interval.
Seconds out, round 5.
He's certainly done some good work on it, I think, in the Speight corner. So into the fifth.
Just a reminder, Hooper in the blue trunks with the shaven head. Jamie Speight from Kingstainton in Devon in the white shorts with the black trim. Speight trapped on the ropes just for a moment. Hooper trying to keep his man there. Still it's Hooper looking to get on the front foot wherever possible.
Speight does seem to be moving more freely now.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be troubled quite so much with that ankle.
In case you have just found us on the internet, on YouTube, this is Hatton TV live from Cleethorpes. And this is the British Masters lightweight title. It's a vacant title, and these two boys both won it badly. 10 rounds to decide it. Will it go that far?
Well, the odds were pretty short on that, with both men cut, and Speight perhaps sustaining something of an ankle injury in the early stages, but he appears to have weathered the storm. The cut on Hooper's right eye doesn't seem to have got any worse. So maybe this fight will go a little deeper than we were anticipating at one stage. Speight's just getting a little frustrated here with Hooper's holding at times, or certainly holding as he sees it. He's got Hooper just trapped on the ropes for a moment. Left hand over the top from Speight, didn't really carry any real punch though.
It's a great name to chant, isn't it? Super Hooper.
Oh, good right there from Hooper, which starts this little cluster of punches, and again Speight is having to dig in to survive.
Ducked onto several of them though. He's a good and evasive fighter. Moves well, but tangled up on the ropes just for the moment, coming to the end of the fifth. The Speight eye just seeping blood again. Not surprisingly, now in a bit of trouble.
Every time Hooper lands a good punch, the crowd just turn the volume up a notch or two. They enjoyed the end of that round, the end of the fifth, halfway point in the contest, and certainly they believe that Kevin Hooper is on top at the moment, but he's not across the finish line, not by any stage just yet. That was the right hand which began a good little flurry of punches, with Speight again having to defend himself, uppercut missing in the midst of it all.
So don't forget to let us know what you think. #Hatton TV on Twitter, or via the comments section here on YouTube. We'd love to know how you're scoring this one. Bit of work going on to Hooper's right eye still, but nothing to cause big concern in the home corner.
Round 6.
Kevin Hooper rather already has 4 wins under his belt at this venue. The latest in July of this year, when he beat Johnny Greaves here at the Beachcomber in Cleethorpes.
So Speight now looking to take the fight to Hooper, but just get a little tangled up.
Just looking at Speight's record, although he has 10 wins to date, all of them points wins, which suggests he maybe doesn't have the hammer blow to knock over his opponent. And if he has just got himself a bit behind in the early stages, then he really has got to get to work now to claw back some of these rounds.
Yes, I agree. I don't think Jamie Speight would class himself as a KO specialist by any means. He's more a clever, thoughtful boxer. He's got plenty to think about here, hasn't he?
Certainly has. He incidentally boxed as an amateur with the Apollo Amateur Boxing Club. He's a semi-finalist in the junior ABAs. Won around about 75% of his fights as an amateur before turning professional in April 2009, which was just 6 months or so before Kevin Hooper joined the pro ranks. Hooper, incidentally, 4 years the senior. He's 27, where Speight just 23.
But in pro terms, they're on a real par, aren't they?
Muchness, yeah. They're pretty much 10 fights apiece. And as we said at the start, this could be an important marker for both men in their careers. Whoever wins could go on to bigger and better things. Whoever loses, well, maybe they won't reach these heights again. We shall have to wait and see.
Good work by Speight there, coming back. And a right in reply, yeah.
Really good right from Cooper, which again invigorates his supporters ringside.
Just Hooper upping the tempo in the final minute of the 6th. It just maybe dipped a little bit, the effort from both boys. The pace was pretty fierce before, but Hooper looking to impress in the final seconds and maybe nick the round in the eyes of the referee.
Yeah, Speight just getting frustrated, trapped on the ropes again.
Again, great respect between the two. Little tap of the gloves.
For me, that was just Hooper's round again, though, and he's beginning to take control of this contest. Just trying to think of a way back for Jamie Speight.
Some of that round 6 action there. Speight coming back with a good left there after Hooper had launched the attack. Boxing well on the counter is Speight. Just then forced backwards, but up on his toes again. Getting out of trouble, and then that's a slight low blow, I think, landed by Hooper. Didn't really cause too much damage. Referee, just while we're looking at that, just having a quick look at Speight's eye, but no problems on that score at the moment.
Well, Speight's the kind of fighter who always studies lots of videos, DVDs of his opponents in advance, so that he knows what lies ahead. He can plot a course that he would ideally like the fight to go along, but for me, he's behind here tonight, and he's got to pull out the stops now to turn this one around.
But what guts from both guys, the cuts and the ankle injury, and they've just shrugged it off, haven't they, and just got on with the job. Every reason to be proud of themselves, but whoever loses this will be downbeat and deflated. It's just such a fine line, isn't it, between having the belt and not. And now they've got 3 and a bit rounds to decide who wants it most.
Another good right from Hooper. It's got the fans on their feet again, and every so often he does something which just catches the eye, gets his fans on side again, and just increases the difficulty of the evening for Jamie Speight. Hooper, incidentally, has been sparring in the past with the former Grimsby Town footballer turned professional boxer Curtis Woodhouse. One or two of the Grimsby Town fans messaging us on Twitter tonight. Don't forget, there's still time for you to get your comments through. Time running out, but you can just about do it either via YouTube or using Twitter and the Hatton hashtag.
Incidentally, Curtis Woodhouse in action in November the 26th, I believe it is, on Dave Coldwell's show in Rotherham. And I know Dave was planning to be watching tonight, so good evening to you, Dave. Ryan Rhodes will be back on that bill as well. There's a good straight jab by Hooper, landed flush on the chin.
Yeah, this is good work again from Hooper, just upping the ante once more towards the end of the 7th. Speight, though, really is game. He's digging deep, he's hanging on in there, he's doing his best to upset the apple cart. But he's got his hands full here because Kevin Hooper is a man on a mission.
Good left by Speight, straight left, got through the Hooper guard. It's gone by in a flash, this fight, Phil. I can't believe we're nearly at the end of the 7th.
Well, it's a sign of a good fight, isn't it? When you're not looking at your watch and you just suddenly think only 2 or 3 rounds to go. It's also been a sign of the spirit in which it's been fought that we've really not seen anything of the referee.
No, you're absolutely right.
So that's it, 7 down, 3 to go. For me, it's still Hooper in the box seat. But Speight's corner have done well to limit the damage of that nasty cut which he suffered early on. It's kept him in the fight. He was on the end of 1 or 2 stinging jabs there from Kevin Hooper.
And Ben Tyser on Twitter says, Grimsby nearly back on the map. Well done, Kev. And our friend Small Packages has been back on again, saying Hooper looking good. The straight right looks like it could trouble Speight. And give a shout out to @BarkerDan.
Well, you have to say that good things come in small packages.
Corners, 10 seconds.
So thanks to Small Packages and Ben Tyser, who tweeted #Hatton
Seconds
TV.
out, round 8.
I think the director's drunk, but never mind. If it wasn't live around the world, we'd have edited that bit out, Phil. Never mind.
I think he's directing from on board ship, and they obviously just listed a bit out there in the Humber estuary.
Aye, aye, skipper. No, he's done a good job, he has.
Well, he's sticking with it. He's a bit like the captain on the Titanic. He's going to stay there to the bitter end, the director.
Yeah. If he carries on like that, it will be a bitter end. No, thanks to all the team. They've done a sterling job.
Super blow, uppercut from Hooper out of nowhere. Literally a blow out of the blue. Speight appears to be okay, but he simply didn't know what had hit him there.
So now can Hooper press home the advantage?
Well, that really was the classic uppercut. It simply lifted him off his feet and he came crashing down to the canvas just above us. Absolutely shell-shocked there, Jamie Speight.
Recovered well, though, by the look of it.
Proves he can take a punch, but he may have to take one or two more now.
But it's getting to the stage now where you think Jamie needs to pull something really special out of the bag. He's under such a lot of pressure. Everything against him, really. What can he dig up?
Yeah, he really is fighting the rising tide here. Hooper still looks strong, still advancing. Speight is doing his best to try and upset the home boxer's rhythm, but he hasn't quite come up with the formula. Not quite sure he's got the tools in the toolbox that he needs to do a job on Kevin Hooper. Not from this position anyway. More success for the Grimsby man as he pushes back his Devon opponent, and Speight has to dig deep to survive once more. How much does the title mean to him?
Both boxers struggling to hear the call of break because the Hooper fans are on their feet.
They're not the only ones. You're struggling to hear yourself think at times. You just see in the background there some of the little Super Hooper men. The Supermen t-shirts with Hooperman on the back. Fans of all ages behind Kevin Hooper here tonight, and they all want to see him with a belt around his waist at the end of it. And right now you have to say he's well on course. He's put Jamie Speight on the canvas in this, the 8th round, and for me he was already well ahead. So it's a blue tide at the moment going the way of Kevin Hooper, and Jamie Speight under pressure on the ropes as the bell, I think, sounds. Well done, the referee, for getting in there.
Well, I wouldn't know there was a bell in this hold, but that was a great round, obviously, for Hooper and his fans. And just from Jamie Speight's point of view, you know, I just hope he gets through this and takes it the distance at the very least, because he deserves full credit for standing up to this barrage from the hometown boy. And there was the knockdown on the seat of his pants. I think he was a little bit off balance, to be fair, but it was as clean a punch as you could wish to see, and he recovered well from it.
Or wish not to see in Speight's case,
or one he never saw.
Think he saw it coming, absolutely.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the Hooper corner, I'm sure they'll just be saying, right, not long now.
Difficulty for fighters sometimes at this stage is that it's their fight to lose now, and does he suddenly get defensive thinking, I've got this one in the bag, and suddenly change, or does he carry on with the same tactics in the knowledge that he may even be able to win it inside the distance?
I can't see him taking a foot off the gas at this stage, although he's marked up now under his right eye, is Hooper, as well as the cut. So, you know, Speight has been landing his own shots, but it's the more telling ones and perhaps a little bit more power of Hooper that's probably just edging the fight.
Just looking back through his record, second fight of his pro career, he finished it very, very quickly. First round knockout of Marius Jazutsis in Hull in November 2009. His one other win inside the distance earlier, in fact just at the tail end of last year, when he stopped Dale Hutchinson with a retirement in the second round on that occasion. So Hooper has got the firepower to finish fights early, as and when he gets the opportunity. But as Nigel said, it will be a victory of sorts for Speight, even if he doesn't emerge with the title, if he can at least take this one the distance. Just wondering whether he's struggling again now with that ankle again. Doesn't seem to be moving quite as freely as he was earlier. He's had his fair share of problems. It's fair to say this fight has not gone the way he would have wanted it. You look at the right leg now of Jamie Spence. He is not moving freely at all. Not bouncing on his toes anymore, much more flat-footed.
Could just be tiredness, Phil, of course. But
well, it'll be interesting to find out afterwards if he's been hampered by that as well as the cut.
More comments coming in on Twitter. Sweevilly85, come on Hooper. Box Bradbury, Jamie needs a lot of help, he says. And Hooper looks good, says Wilmot 1984. Jamie pretty poor though. I think that's a bit harsh, but we all have our own view, don't we?
Well, certainly Hooper's fought the fight the way he would want it, and he's in the driving seat. Not quite in cruise control, but not far short of it.
Hooper with a telling right hand there. Got through the Speight guard.
Talking of guards, he's a full-time security guard, is Kevin Hooper. So if he does get a belt, it'll be in safe hands.
It's at a certain well-known store that is a saint. So he tells me anyway. Wouldn't want to be a shoplifter there though.
So there we go. End of the 9th. 3 more minutes to go to decide who will take the vacant British Masters lightweight title. Haven't quite done up the buckles yet, but it's just about around the waist of Kevin Hooper at the moment. And what has Jamie Speight got to try and rip it from him?
Yeah, it would need the sort of punch from Speight that Hooper delivered in, what, the 8th? Talking of which, Dan Barker has tweeted, just like to return the favour and get a shout out for my friend at Small Packages, even though we're in the same room. And then he says, what a punch.
That's great modern technology, isn't it? 2 guys in the same room, instead of talking to each other, they're sending each other messages.
That's how relationships break up, yeah.
Seconds out for the 10th and final round.
So here we go then. Plenty of respect still between the 2 fighters, but only one of them can be a winner. Only one of them can take the title tonight. For the moment, it's looking like it's going to be Kevin Hooper, and I think Jamie Speight knows it's all or nothing now in this final round.
He certainly does. He needs to find something from the locker that perhaps he's never found before.
Well, Hooper's just got to box clever here. There's a little bit of a mark underneath the right eye of Hooper, but I don't think it's anything serious. Not going to cause him a problem at this stage of the fight now. Speight is doing everything he can to pile on the pressure, but Hooper is absorbing it well and looking to come back himself again. Just trapped in the Speight corner for a moment, but a neat little turn of foot, and he switches his man around.
Not so long to go now, and Speight doesn't need to be tied up in the corner. He's got to get his arms free and find something big. You can't see it happening, to be fair.
Well, he's got a big heart, but I don't think he's got a big punch. And I think he's found that Kevin Hooper's just been a bit too good on the night. And with a minute and a half to go, I think the title is going to be going just a mile or so down the road from Cleethorpes to Grimsby with Kevin Hooper tonight.
So just over a minute for Speight to find the miracle, but he's done well to last the 10, I think, bearing in mind the cut and the ankle. But now he's giving it his all.
Yeah, no faulting either man on effort. It's been a terrific end to a terrific evening's boxing, and it's going to go the distance, and credit to both men for that, because again there was a time early on where you'd have got pretty long odds about this one going the full 30 minutes. Great testament to their physical conditioning as well as their mental strength. Hooper in blue, perhaps en route to his first title. Speight in the black and white, and he'll be black and blue at the end of tonight. He's taken a lot of punishment.
And Hooper's almost there, he knows it. So do his fans. Stand by to adjust the volume control.
Yes, reach for the mute button, because any minute now this place is going to explode. They're counting him down outside the ring. There goes the bell inside the ring. There's an embrace between the two, but I don't think the result is in any doubt at all. It is Kevin Super Hooper who takes the vacant British Masters lightweight title, and there's barely anyone inside this arena who would begrudge him that.
No, it was an epic battle between two boxers who really respect one another, and they're keen in the Speight corner to get him to sit down. And now let's look at the little flurry at the end, with Cooper carrying on as he had through most of the fight, just taking the fight to Jamie Speight.
And he knew he'd won it at this stage. He just wanted to finish it in style, provide a coup de grace if he could, just to crown it really for his vociferous and loyal fans at ringside. It's good to see, as we're watching these pictures, that Jamie Speight looks to be okay in his corner. Yeah, he really has been in the wars. He's even got a cut on his left shin, I can notice as well. And to go with the bad eye, the ankle, and I'm sure the bruised heart.
Yeah, so the right ankle is receiving some treatment. I'm not sure Jamie can actually get up for the result. Oh, yes, he can.
He can, and we can go back to our MC for the official
Ladies
result.
and gentlemen, I'm sure to agree that was 10 half-full rounds of action. Please show your appreciation for both lads on a very good contest. Well done, lads. Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 hard championship rounds of action, your referee Sean Messer scores the contest. Jamie Speight, 93 points. Kevin Hooper, 99 points. Your winner and the new British Masters lightweight champion, Kevin Super Hooper. I'd now like to ask our sponsor, Baz Jordan of Jordan Roast Services, to present